I'm going to discuss my experience with building my online course, the Flutter App Monetization Complete Guide, and I'll start by telling you kind of the negative things that I experienced with either building the course or after building the course. Then I'll move into the positive aspects of building an online course, and then I'll wrap it up by telling you how much money I made. Money. I also have a special surprise if you stay all the way to the end. Let's get right into it and start with kind of the negative aspects. If you already have a YouTube channel and you're coming from YouTube, then you already know at least how to make videos or have some experience making videos. However, if you don't, then that is going to be a bit of a hurdle for you. This is assuming you're going to be making a video tutorial course. For me, I already had a YouTube channel and the format of the course was the same as the format of the YouTube channel. So actually a little bit different from the format of this video here. Most of my videos on my channel are more or less programming tutorials, so the course was the same thing as that. So for me, that wasn't a huge disadvantage, but what was a disadvantage was the time it took to build the course actually took away from me being able to make YouTube videos. This course was built about 2 years ago. So around that time, I was kind of posting content on YouTube regularly, at least once a week. And once I pivoted to building the course, I kind of stopped uploading on YouTube. And actually ever since then, I haven't been as consistent with uploading to YouTube. And I don't want to blame the course for that, but pivoting to building that course definitely took me away from making content for YouTube, because overall building a course is so time consuming. The one I built ended up having 70 different videos. Granted, they were a bit shorter than a typical YouTube video, but it was still about 9 hours of edited content. So that's something to consider. If you already have a YouTube channel and you want to take on a course, it is a big time commitment. The second kind of negative thing about building a course, especially in the tech niche, is that it will become outdated. This is something that is true with YouTube videos as well. Some of my old Flutter content is no longer really relevant because Flutter is upgraded, and the same thing goes with a course. There's going to be updates to the different packages you use and updates to Flutter itself or the framework you're using. So keeping the course up to date is something that's also kind of hard to do. It's not that you just record the course once and then it's there and it's good forever. If you want a really good course, you do need to keep making updates, re-recording videos and re-updating them. So next, and probably the biggest issue I had with my course, was actually marketing it. So there are a couple different strategies you can do with this. If you do choose to host your course yourself, as I did, then all the marketing effort is on you. You have no platform to distribute through. Another alternative is using something like Udemy, where they kind of take over the distribution and have a platform already in place where your course can be pushed, and then they take a cut of each sale. But if your sales are much higher, if you have higher volume of sales, you could still end up making a lot more money that way. So that's something to look at and consider. As I said, I did all the marketing myself and hosted the course myself, which did make it very difficult because people didn't know about the course, or at least the right people who would be willing to purchase the course didn't maybe know about the course, so they never ended up purchasing it. So yeah, marketing was very difficult. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, your landing page is so important because in that one page, you need to convince people the value of your course and why they should pay for it. Speaking of paying for it, this is another big mistake I made, which is the price point. I originally priced my course much too high. This is something I guess I learned the hard way about pricing a course, especially when you don't have good marketing channels. And then also when your audience, which is the tech audience, is kind of not as willing to spend a lot of money on a course.
Too expensive.
Me personally, I will pay for courses. I have links down in the description to some of my favorite courses if you wanted to check them out. A lot of times developers, I think, have the mindset of, oh, I'll be able to figure this out myself, or, oh, you can just get this for free on YouTube. And that is true, but a course does offer value in that it's a more concise version of that information, and you maybe spend a little bit of money, but you save a lot of time. So it is hard, I think, especially with beginner developers or even more intermediate and advanced developers, to convince them to actually spend money to get a course that maybe they could just go read the documentation and figure out the information on their own. So that kind of covers all the negative aspects I had with building the course. Now let me talk about some of the positive ones. The most positive thing that came from this course for me personally was actually the opportunities that I got because of this course. So after the course was launched, I was of course doing all my marketing efforts, and that led to actually some freelance opportunities, which I know I would not have gotten without this course. Another positive aspect of building a course is you do learn the material that you're teaching very, very well. So I had to look into it even deeper and really become an expert on the topic that I was teaching in the course. Having a course also does give you a little bit of credibility. So I think the fact that I have a course in Flutter on monetization, again, gives me a bit of credibility, at least in the Flutter space and the monetization space, which again can lead to other opportunities. Now let me talk a little bit about the money I made from this and the costs associated with the course itself.
Show me the money.
So the total income for the entire course since it launched, I made $1,872.25. Again, this course is a bit over 2 years old, so that is over the course of 2 years. That's every sale that has come in for the course. Considering all the hours that were put into the course, even if that number was the profit, I would say financially the course was not worth building. However, that number is not the total profit, so I did not make that much money. I actually made much less, because there are a lot of expenses around a course as well. As you can see here, my total income, and this is actually starting in January of 2022, so there was about a $500 difference in sales in the year of 2021. From 2022 to now, the total income was $1,300, and then the expenses in that time frame was $1,100. So my total profit for the course was about $250, maybe closer to $700 if you include that $500 that was made the year before. So you might be wondering what these expenses are, and two things took up the majority of that $1,000. The first thing is the hosting platform itself. For my course, I used Podia, which is actually a great platform, and I overall would recommend it. I thought it was pretty good, but that costs $390 a year. $390 might seem expensive, but if you have multiple courses or you have better marketing channels and selling your course at a much higher volume, then that $390 is actually a pretty reasonable cost for what Podia does provide for you, which is the entire infrastructure of hosting your course, signing in, hosting all the videos, letting people comment, all of that stuff. So it's definitely worth it if you are building a course and plan to continue building courses. And then the other big expense was just marketing. So I ran some Facebook ads, Instagram ads, various different types of paid advertisements, and that was the majority of the expenses. There's also some very small legal fees for privacy policies and different licenses, but that's kind of negligible compared to the advertising and the Podia fee. And really another reason I'm making this video right now is to kind of explain this, as well as announce that I'm going to be making this course completely free on YouTube. So if you do want to view this course, you can subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be releasing it 1 week from today. So subscribe, and that 9-hour course will be free to you to watch. One last thing I'd like to say is thank you to any of the people that did buy the course and supported me in that way. I am hugely grateful and thankful for that. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Again, if you want access to that 9-hour Flutter Monetization The Complete Guide course, it's going to be launched here on YouTube for free 1 week from today.